so hopefully you all had meaningful discussions in your little breakout groups. We're not going to report out from each group, but hopefully if you have any remaining questions, this is your time to ask subject matter experts up here your questions, anything related to PACE. So we're going to start by going down the line. Just say your name, your role, maybe like a sentence or two of what you do at OEL. So, James, sorry to put you on the spot.
On the spot. I'm James Allen. I'm working on, I have many hats, but I'm going to say I work mostly on OCI validation, algorithm development, and algorithm testing. So give me everything that you want to throw at PACE, and I'm happy to oblige you in all the tests.
I'm Skye Caplan. I work primarily on the land products for PACE OCI, but we're also doing an inland water suite as well, or considering one. So if you have any questions about the non-oceans atmospheres parts of PACE, I'm your girl.
Hello? Okay, great. Antonio Mannino. So I'm on the Deputy Project Scientist for Oceans, and I recommend terrestrial products and air quality products and water quality products that Skye and others work on. So if there's products that you all are interested in that aren't available, we certainly are open. You're welcome to recommend an algorithm as well. There's an open process that's documented on our PACE website. So I can be a conduit for sharing information or requests to the larger team. Generally, I'm, I guess, a champion for PACE and how wonderful it is, and the quality of data.
Hi, my name is Ivona. I'm the PACE science lead for, I assume, aquatic biochemistry. I also board people on different validation teams. I'm involved both in PACE-BAAC, big validation campaign, and also kind of hoard people on PACE validation science team. And I'm here to answer all your questions, ocean and aquatic.
Hi everyone, I'm Guoqing Wang. I'm the DAAC scientist. So I'm here to answer all your questions related to the data access or usage, etc. So I'm representing the OB.DAAC.
Okay, so we're going to open it up to questions. Maybe, Karina, if you don't mind being a microphone runner, we'll come to you. I know it's late in the day, we're tired. So this is your chance. Ask any questions you have from your breakout groups or just from the day, any questions you might have for the panel to answer. And if not, I have backup questions.
There's a question. No, he's going to go get cookie.
That's okay. I think I'm loud enough.
No, it's good. It works now. Sorry.
No, one of the questions that came from our table was some people are working with rivers, and even if they are wide enough, they're not showing in the OCI data. There's some large reservoirs, of course, are showing, but not the rivers, like even Amazon or Mekong or Congo, which are wide enough. Can they be available? I mean,
Yeah, so you know, like the way we approach data, and Jeremy can correct me, anybody who knows like stuff, usually like, 1 pixel away from the shore is taken bye-bye. So like if your river is 3 kilometers, which is pretty much big river, you're gonna get that 1 kilometer pixel. It's usually masked out. If you really want to work with this, you can go back to the earlier data stage and just refuse all our masks, all our stuff, and actually get data. So like we really would recommend go to our help hub. It gives you really good Python codes to reprocess the data by yourself, get to the stage, and then refuse all the masks, all the corrections and stuff, and then you can pull out the river. You can't expect it to have them in level 3 or level 2 data, but you can get them.
thank you.
Is that a good answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so also, if you're not looking to work with remote sensing reflectance, but instead can work with surface reflectance, our surface reflectance files have land, water, everything. So those rivers should be available in the surface reflectance data.
Any other questions?
Hi, everyone. I am wondering for folks up here and also anybody else who hasn't answered this question, for somebody who's generally looking to compare two data sets from two different satellites, not necessarily the same product, but like just see overlap of where two satellites went over the same spot at the same time. How would you go about doing that? Like, what are the steps one would take?
I can speak to that. So in Help Hub, we have specific validation exercises using Earth Access, which is the Python package that kind of is coming to the forefront of how we aggregate all the different satellite products together. So in it, there's a search function. It goes to the CMR for NASA's like metadata for all of the satellite data and everything that comes through that. You can just say, I want this pixel, I want this time point, plus or minus a certain amount of time, and it'll pull every granule that has overpassed that. And then it'll almost pull too much, so then you have to subset, like, oh, I want just Terra, or I want Aqua, or I want Pace, or
you want SWOT, for
SWOT.
example. Probably you're interested in SWOT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy way to pull everything. I know some of these groups had spicy questions, so feel free to ask those too.
Yeah, we're spicy questions.
I have a spicy question. I didn't write it,
From behind
but I
us.
think it's a question maybe many of us have. And if you don't know the answer, that's okay. What is the plan of NASA to address users' cloud computing needs?
All the program managers have left the room, so that should be addressed. There was one here, and she escaped. That's my answer.
Yeah, none of us can address that. I don't know, Jeremy? Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean,
So.
I think the lack of answer
I
is an answer.
No, but one thing is important, that if you have cloud computing requirements and you're proposing to NASA, make sure you add that into your budget. They will fund it. Make sure you write an email to your program manager, say that you have cloud computing needs that are not covered with the current award and stuff, and how can they facilitate that? The more the program managers, who are the people who have money, and we're not the people who have money, hear about that, the more the stuff, type of stuff is going to become accessible. You know, like if you yell enough, you get
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
And there's Jeremy there.
I'll deny it if anybody repeats it, but I would ask your program managers for the cost model NASA will use.
Exactly. That's a good idea too. So
Yeah.
just like talk to the program managers. They have to hear from you.
Yeah, well, I want to add, if you are interested in like trying out the cloud computing things, you can, go to the OpenScapes. They offer a playground there. You can mention OB.DAAC, so they will give you some access. You probably will have like a half year or 1 year access to play before you register your own AWS account. So, yeah, if you're interested.
So, Matt Oliver, University of Delaware. So, past missions, Ocean Color, Sea Whiffs, Modus, Aqua went far beyond their lifetime. I know you have to give the official answer, but what do you think the lifetime is of PACE?
We have system engineer there. He can take that question.
Yeah, that's a great question, and everyone always asks us that. PACE was a Class C mission, which means we have no requirement for any redundancy. So the spacecraft, most of the avionics are single string, which means if any one thing fails, it's the complete loss of mission. That being said, we tested it as well as we could have at Goddard, and we've only had 2 small glitches on board with regards to hardware, which were both heaters, that we did have redundant heaters on board, so they're okay. So I guess the short answer is the spacecraft is doing really well right now. I don't anticipate anything going wrong within, I would guess, 3 to 5 years, and we have enough propellant on board to last decades. So just knock on wood, that our single-string Class C baby lasts.
There was lots of scientific knocking of woods that I said. Wood.
Anyone else? Last chance. We're all here.
Where are the spicy questions? Nothing?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Go.
So maybe this is slightly spicy, but one of the questions that we were prompted with was, how do we get to a place where like coastal communities like will check the water quality like the same way that we check our weather apps? And I'm curious if that's actually the goal. It's an interesting one to me. I don't think I'm curious about this group's opinions on if that's the goal or if you see a different like goal of what this the legacy of this mission could be.
I mean, I think the legacy is to be written. I mean, I think there's so much potential. Water quality is just one, and there's different facets to it. It can just be, clarity. It can be harmful algal blooms. It can be ecosystem health, ecosystem resilience, and so there's so much potential that we're barely scratching the surface on it currently. So.
It would be cool. I mean, wouldn't it be? It would be awesome, no? I think as the it's. As the new measurements are coming down the line, certain things that we didn't really like, now everybody likes to look at the radar images, like on your cell phone, you look at the radar of the clouds, and it didn't used to exist three years ago, maybe it wasn't so abundant. So I think as the technology becomes available, if you find a buyer somewhere in the community that does the weather prediction, those kind of things are going to start being available, like, allergy index, all these things that you find now on weather apps don't have to do anything directly with weather. So hopefully, yes. And hopefully, the type of data and the work that the application team has been putting out is going to be good enough to actually, take a bite of that community. I don't know who's the person. It's not going to be us, definitely, on this side. We can just do our best to provide the best quality data so people like you can actually take it. And if you ask enough questions, it's like, oh, I would like to see, is there red tide bloom on my weather app? It might show up. It's like, I think it would be super cool.
Or how clear is the water at the beach that I want to go to, or which beach I should go to, or which beach I should go to, in a month or two. Or I've gone to we're planning a vacation in the Caribbean. I was looking at the sargassum floating index that the USF, the University of South Florida, puts out. Is it going to be a bad year? Should we avoid the Caribbean? So some of those things already exist, and I think hopefully will become more available as savvy people develop these apps.
I want to also look at all the modelers in the room for all these giant atmospheric products, ocean products that could be a very nice application for this. Like, yes, we provide all the data, but it's what y'all do with it that really matters, just to parrot what they're saying. But, hello, modelers. Hi.
Well, just suppose if such a product is available, kind of like the weather, how many of you would check it like once a week at least?
I mean, if I moved to California, it'd be daily, but, for some members of our team that work, luckily for them, from California, they would check it every morning because they go surfing every morning. So they would check it every morning. There's a big community that would check that, I mean, like fishermen, there's a big number of fishing people that are actually looking at the satellite images of chlorophyll, and they started doing that 5 or 6 or 10 years ago. I think, I don't know, was the Rutgers was training them? Quite a lot of East Coast universities were working with them to understand, they know that there has to do something with the temperature and stuff, but understanding that, looking at the chlorophyll data, SST data, surface temperature data, gives you information what it is. Yeah, so if you make it more available for them, great, I think there's a yeah. I think that could be done, not by us. We can't do everything.
Anyone else? If not, I have a question that'll round out the panel here that all of you can have a chance to answer. What are some innovative applications of PACE data in environmental monitoring that you are most excited about?
I missed it, I was checking the message.
What are some,
They're buying Christmas tree and I'm not there.
Some data products for environmental monitoring or
Oh.
applications.
what are you most excited about innovative applications of PACE data in environmental monitoring?
I guess I can start that off just because terrestrial products are, you know, a little bit of a new scene for PACE. I'm just really excited about all the work that everybody in that corner is doing and has talked about doing. I think, you know, Joanna's and Fred's talks today were fantastic, as was everybody else's, but, you know, a GPP, NO2 stuff, I think those are going to be fantastic if we can kind of take those and run with them, so.
I want to combine the atmosphere and the ocean. Instead of us just always erasing the atmosphere to get whatever's left over as the ocean, I really think it's super cool that we can actually do everything as a combined entity now. And I'm really excited about uncertainties actually being a product instead of just a little thing that we try to avoid thinking about.
Yeah. And I'd like to combine physical model output, things like horizontal flow or 3D flow with PACE data to quantify fluxes of materials from rivers into sea or from coastal sea to offshore.
You want to go next?
What? Sure. Well, I think, you know, based on my own background, I think, you know, the water quality or, you know, the variabilities, including the harmful algal blooms, etc., the variabilities from the river all the way to the, you know, coastal and open ocean, etc.
I'm an open ocean girl, so I don't know how much I'm speaking to this application team, but yeah, I'm interested in phytoplankton community structure. That's why I decided to come here. I said to some, I'm a phytoplankton ecologist in heart. I start doing optics because it's flashing lights and I don't have the microscope. So whatever it takes me to get phytoplankton, I'll do it. And then, you know, what I'm most excited is this version 3 being done and everything being implemented so I can actually start playing with data from the science perspective. That's what we're all excited about here on the table because we've been just like making products. Anything, even chlorophyll.
I also kind of want to add, just talking about backgrounds, I think maybe we could do some fun mineralogical stuff with PACE that could go nicely with the MIT. So if anybody wants to talk to me about geology and iron oxides, let's do that.
Cool. Okay, last chance. Let's give a round of applause to our amazing panel.